if you're a Native American, you are still a person, and if you are victimized, I am here. If you are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, or violet, I'm still here. I got some fears for my friend Dean. I shouldn't say friend, I barely know the man. However, he is got some pretty severe mental disabilities, possibly from abuse, possibly from hallucinogens, possibly a combination. Although, the way he acts, he seems as if he got a double dose of the 10 and 2. The 10 and 2, that depends on which state you're in. If you're in South Dakota, a 10 and 2 is 10 milligrams of Haldol, 2 milligrams of Ativan. That can destroy your brain permanently. Some of us are lucky, we're resilient, but not everyone. Not everyone is. When I was in prison, there were several people in there that they seemed pretty all right. But once a month, the doctors come through, order the staff to give almost everyone there a regimen of Haldol and Ativan, or just straight Haldol. That was the prison in Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, 2 of them actually. So then we move along. Let me tell you how important Hood River is. Ooh, something fancy to read. One day, I'll feel pretty and won't wish you would. I can't read the last word. Can you? So what's the story on Dean? Not that you guys care. Hood River, Oregon, it's not your haunt. The word is, this guy Dean, he's been living in that RV for a while. He ain't got nowhere else to go. He's usually at his camper by about 8 o'clock or 9 at night at the latest. He's pretty late getting home tonight. In addition to that, he was there when they were putting up the sign. They've been trying to block off where his RV is. They got a bunch of rocks out in front of it. They just got one rock left to place there. See, they don't like poverty. They don't like poor people. They don't want to see it. Hood River, they may be nice to you, but they'll stab you in the back same as anyone else. They'll talk pretty to your face, and then, of course, they want to pretend like you're a bad person because you're different. Dean is not a troublemaker. He doesn't go starting trouble. He is a lot different. A lot different. I'll give him that. Hell, I'll even give the people who are being predatory towards him that. Yeah, he is different. Different don't mean that he's mean or evil. It don't mean that he's horrible or rotten. It don't mean that he's violent or schizophrenic, although he might be. He might be schizophrenic. But most schizophrenics are not violent. Matter of fact, statistically, people who are schizophrenic are less violent than the rest of the country. So take that with a grain of, well, want something big that you'll fucking choke on. So the sign they put up said no overnight parking from 10 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock a.m. So I was gonna try to keep an eye on his camper and an eye on him in case they just put the sign up today. I'm half expecting them to bring a tow truck at some point tonight, possibly in the morning. No guarantee that they will soon or even that soon, but It is pretty well guaranteed that it is something they're going to do. He's got nowhere else to go. What is he going to do if they steal his camper? Where's he going to live? You guys don't care about that. You don't care if he loses everything. Hell, to you guys, he's just a fucking nut job, and if he loses every goddamn thing, no biggie. It's not your family. It's not your friend. But then again, it's that mentally ill tag. He ain't gonna get no help. He'll get runned over in the courts, same as Zach Boatman. Same as anybody else with the mentally ill tag. Now, they might be worried that Dean will stand there and protect his things, protect his home, and he should have the right to do so. Furthermore, he should have a firearm to protect it with. I don't have a gun to give him. If I did have a gun to give him, I still wouldn't. Yes, I believe it's his right, but I'm not going to hand it to him. Now, if we have soldiers shooting at us, well, yeah, crazy or not, I'll arm him. I don't have a gun to give him, but there's plenty of sticks. There are plenty of rocks. You want to make guns illegal? People will use knives. I posted up the picture of Mobley's or Stephen McMillion's K-bar in his chest. That's a real knife. That's his real chest, and that is a real x-ray. Mobley is dead, but he was a hero. He was a hero with a dent in his armor, but a hero nonetheless. With Dean, it's strange with that sign going up and him not coming home tonight, and maybe they believe that he's gonna freak out when they tow his vehicle and they arrested him on something bogus so they can slip it out while he's busy, slip it out while he's in booking. When he gets out, he'll notice that his stuff is gone, and then he'll really freak out, and then they'll have an excuse to lock him up for a while, get him out of the public eye, because the public doesn't want to see him. He's not a human being to these people in Hood River. Sure, they talk nice, like used car salesmen. Sure, they might care to a point. To a point. See, that's where all these people who offered help at the very beginning, when Natalie first disappeared, where were they for that whole year before Natalie disappeared? People wanted to ask me why I got rid of my biggest supporters. My biggest supporters? Who were those people? That would be Candace Bondurant, Jerry Sparks, Lana Engeline. Why did I unblock them? Allow them back on my friends list? Well, because people were letting me know they were speaking up. After an entire year of hell because they wanted to be racist and stick up for a racist little bastard. You know, I never expected that out of Tyler Frericks, and I sure as hell didn't expect that out of his mother. However, that's fine, isn't it? Moving along now, correct? So, Mr. Dean, not being home yet tonight, them putting up that sign. Sorry. I'm worried about the fact that this is antagonistic in its cruelty. This man is already a refugee in the country of his birth. A refugee in the United States of America, supposedly the richest country on earth. Yet, We treat the poor in our country so horribly. They live in third world conditions. So many of them. I mean, that RV that Dean lives in, it's better to live in than my car, but it's not in any better shape. Matter of fact, it's in worse shape because it doesn't run. Where is Dean gonna go? Is the Center for Living going to assist him in getting into housing? No. How long has he been here and they still haven't done so? He's spoken to me about the Center for Living. He's not impressed with them. He's not happy with them. Of course, most people aren't going to be able to understand how to get even that kind of communication out of him. Everything he says is assumed to be crazy. But you gotta know how to get the right information out of him. You have to know how to make him feel at ease. And there are things that I know if I do them, they will be considered a betrayal of his trust. So I make sure that I steer clear of those things. See, that comes from experience with people like Zach Boatman. Zach Boatman isn't evil. Sometimes he thinks he's Satan, but he's not violent. Now, the things that'll set him off, they're important to note. The reason those things set them off, well, it's because their lives are tragic. The reason those things set them off is because those are the things said or done to them before they were slammed to the ground and injected in the ass with drugs. A 10 and 2. Or rather a B-52 if you're in Colorado, but they got a extra chemical added to those. These people chose to put drugs in me rather than let me turn in my predators. They chose to put ketamine, Ativan, and Haldol into my system, knowing that 2 of those have adverse reactions, and the third one is a fucking horse tranquilizer. Dean is a victim. Where he is at is because of victimization, because he's different. Don't get me wrong, he's a lot different, but that's no excuse for this kind of cruelty. Anyway, it looks like his camper is still there. I don't see any indication that he's there, though. I do want to go knock on his door and see. I want to hope for the best. I want to hope he's all right. I want to hope he's safe. I want to hope that they're going to help him to find a place to put his RV over there. But also, I know from experience that is probably not going to happen. That did not taste good. You ever belch and taste it in your nostrils? Ugh. So we're gonna go up here. To give him some privacy, I will probably turn this off if he answers. I'll definitely show you the sign on the way there. It is illuminated. Grace Sue's China Gorge restaurant. There's a light on it that illuminates the sign. They just put this sign in today, and I'll show you that. No overnight parking. I'm not sure if you can read that. And I'm not sure if you can see the dirt there. This is a brand new sign. And of course, that's Dean's house. So I'm gonna check on him and make sure he's all right. Y'all stay out of trouble or don't get caught, I guess. Hey, Dean, you home? Dean? Well, here's to hoping, right? Okay, so, I got one more area to check. I walked about halfway through the town there, I guess. I usually, when I do see him in town, he's over by the cafe there. If he's not there, he's usually down by the Starbucks Marina area. So that's where I'm going now. My back hurts, my leg hurts, and I know what you guys want to tell me. Sean, you need to just worry about yourself. Well, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. If I only thought about myself, there'd be a lot of people who are no longer alive. And how okay is that? How many of my loved ones would be dead if I just minded my own damn business? Well, there's a few of them that are still dead anyway, but they got a few extra, didn't they? A few extra days of breathing, a few extra days of giving life. I never rescued Mobley from jack shit. When he broke his neck, I got to hear about it after the fact. For years and years, I was just hoping that he would care enough to listen, care enough to understand that the reason that I can't go to Boulder to see him is because of all of this abuse from people in Boulder. But it's too late for him to speak up now. It's too late for Christine to speak up. It's too late for them to repent. I've read their book. According to their book, they're both in hell. According to their book, Natalie Bollinger is in hell. I don't take a whole lot into their book. I used to read their book because I wanted to believe. I wanted my mom to love me. Is really what I wanted. If I read the book and I understood the Bible, maybe she'd love me. But my mom never understood the Bible. My mom always used it as an excuse for her hatred of homosexuals and her hatred of Mexicans. And I never understood that. We had he wasn't really a neighbor, I guess. He lived down the street. His name was Sergio. And Sergio was from Puerto Rico, and his whole family were from Puerto Rico, and they spoke Spanish. But guess where Puerto Rico is? Well, that's a United States territory, which means Spanish or not, those are Americans. We're about halfway to the McDonald's and Starbucks area. I got enough energy in me to make it there, I think. I don't know how much I'll have to get back. But I know that if I don't check on him, if I don't make the effort, if I don't at least try, I'm gonna fucking feel like hell if anything horrible happened to him. Now, a lot of y'all say don't be so damn paranoid, but I'm not sure how many of you quite understand how many bodies I've seen how many of my loved ones are dead, and how much it does hurt. When I needed my loved ones the most, when my loved ones died, I didn't get to mourn. I didn't get to mourn, and I still don't. I'm still running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get somebody to understand, trying to get somebody to listen and share. But when? When will they? A lady today told me that she shared some of the stuff that I sent her, but just like many others, I checked her Facebook. If you're gonna tell me you did something, I'm gonna check. And of course I checked it, nothing was shared. Of course, when you send that stuff to them and when they share it, of course, the post itself, when it's your post, it tells you when somebody shared it, and it also tells you who. Unfortunately, when you share stuff from somebody who hates you, who blocks you, no matter how important that evidence is, no matter how important it is, it's gone. Because you had to trust somebody, because you didn't have friends or family that actually cared. You had to trust some fucking wingnut like Cara Rogers, aka Karamia, or Layla Johnson, or Kara Johnson Miles. See, it wasn't just wingnuts helping the Bollingers. It wasn't just a bunch of goddamn fucking nut jobs helping the Bollingers. It was a bunch of nut jobs helping me. Bunch of drama between Layla, the fucking nut job. Oh my God, I was trying to get help. That was the closest that I had for a good long while there. And Dan Faber speaks up, sort of. Of course, he's angry. He can be as angry as he wants. At least I told the truth. He can be as angry as he wants that he verified I told the truth, and it bites him in the ass and shows that he should have fucking spoke up to begin with. It shows his quality of character, his content of character, and his lack of decency. Not my fault, not my choice. It is my place to be my brother's keeper and to keep my brothers and sisters out here on the street safe. It is important for me to expose predators like Leslie Snell, Scott Costa, Robert Franklin Warnick, Bill Burr, William Barr. The list goes on. Small town politics, you end up with a lot of enemies out of your friends. When popularity in town doesn't meet their book, doesn't meet their quota, doesn't meet their belief system or who it is okay to hate or blame. Even your best friend will stab you in the back over public opinion. Even your best friend in a place like Chapel, Nebraska. Now, I often speak to y'all about how you have a severe difficulty separating movies from reality. And yet I quote from movies. So why is it that I quote from movies? Well, maybe if I quote from the movies, you'll make the connection. Doubtful, however. Most of you are about as bright as a box of rocks in the shade with the lid closed. Most of that has to do with the pharmaceuticals that you're taking, the pharmaceuticals that your parents took. Something you might not know about the United States. Early 50s through the mid 70s, we had a new wonder drug that we had gotten from Germany. Now, we had uppers here in the United States to assist our soldiers, but the German stuff was great. And they gave it to people for everything. Everything from incontinence to lack of libido to depression, everything. And of course, then we end up with children who were born in the 50s, 60s, and 70s who are fetally attached to these things. Now we sell it up as bad stuff. Of course it's bad stuff. And we want to talk about how there are repercussions that we're just starting to learn about because of the meth epidemic of the last 20 years. Well, with all due respect, if you guys go back and look at the statistics from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you'll realize that they're a pretty big matchup. They're a pretty close matchup population-wise. Because now we have a population who is medicating themselves with those things at the same rate. At the same rate per capita. God bless America, right? Anyway, I don't see Dean anywhere around here. I'm exhausted. But time to turn around and head back the other direction, isn't it? Try to get that done before my battery dies. Try to get a couple of minutes charge on it before I go to bed, just in case the cops try to pull some bullshit. Most of the time when I post up my intent, the local police, well, they either immediately retaliate or retaliate within 48 hours. So we'll continue finding missing people until the gig is up. We'll keep fighting for missing and murdered Indigenous women. We'll keep helping to find missing people. And we'll keep speaking out for the victims, won't we? Won't we? Did you see what I did there? I pulled a Dan Faber trick. Speaking for all of us. A lot of people do that. They speak for many. When they went to boost their bullshit. Now with all this shit going on and all of the bodies, all of these human beings that I once knew pushing fucking daisies, you guys want to try to push the crazies out of your society, and here I am wandering around after 10 o'clock at night looking for the people that you threw away, looking for the people that you victimize for not being perfect. Dean deserves better. We all do. There's many of us out here on the streets taking this. There's many of us who speak out. And there are many cigarette butts that I just found on the ground. So I'm going to see if there's any that weren't rained on and save them for later. Perhaps this one. No. I do know who these come from, though. I know the lady at Starbucks who smokes these. I'm pretty sure this is her most common parking spot. And she's a very nice lady. I don't go to Starbucks anymore, though. Too many safety risks involved with me having a big goddamn mouth. Alright, no comments here, obviously, yet, so no need to talk so much smack. I'm sorry for cursing and yelling at you for the last hour, because everybody knows that that's what I do. I only scream and curse and yell and talk about how horrible everybody but myself is and how everything is everyone's fault but my own. Did I get that right? I hope I got the narrative proper. Anyway, well, I guess we better head back the direction of my vehicle and Dean's. This is one of the few times in years that I've gone anywhere without my backpack, because I do fear the loss of that evidence, the theft of that evidence, and what it means for not just my future, but the future of many. I'm seeing no signs of him. I suppose one more check by his trailer. Or his RV, sorry. And then I suppose I'll go sit in my car, try to charge up my phone, and search for evidence the best I can for what I have available. There's a good one. I suppose while I'm in this neck of the woods, though, I could show you the marina. It's pretty cool. Try to have a positive attitude and all that, right? Try to look for some good in the world. Well, here's the good in the world. There's a bunch of people who have boats down here that I don't have the money for and never will. But I could look at them. Also, if I had a couple of swarthy pirates, I think we could make it to the ocean quite swiftly, quite nicely, quite beautifully. Let's see if we can come up with some more words than N-Y. Why? Because we like you. M-O-U-S-E. All right, we got some boats here after hours, so of course they're not supposed to be. Vehicles parked here after hours, but that's the way life goes. It looks like it's a bit dark to see the marina or the boats. $150 a month to park here at the marina. But the lack of a boat makes it difficult. I did have a boat trailer in Nebraska. Also, I had a couple leads on free boat trailers here if I'd come up, pick up the boat that's on it. The issue with that is I drive a Honda Civic that's older than Jesus. Fucking Christ. If I pretend that I don't hurt, I still hurt. Just so you know, that fake it till you make it thing is bullshit. No matter how much I pretend I'm fine and dandy, this shit fucking hurts. Folks keep wanting to push me on to the next place, the next place, the next place. Rather than help me to put a stop to the abuse, they want to put me on to the next place, the next place, the next place. And that, my friends, is why there's open season on pressing charges on these sumbitches. These people I tell you about, you know what? There's the major players and the minor players. The major players are... Jesus fuck. Does he not know that the white man on the crosswalk says walk? Well, he's not white anymore, but that guy almost ran me over. It's a good thing I slowed down. Now what do police usually do at the point where they realize that I actually have someone to come help and that I have stated my intent loudly and clearly and I have assistance now? Well, historically, they have arrested me on bogus charges, assaulted me, and pressed assault charges against me that they had to drop later. Isn't it nice when pigs have that kind of power? Kind of like when soldiers want to say things like only soldiers should have the right to vote because only soldiers are fighting for our rights. Well, the soldiers are not fighting for our rights. I am. And thus, only I should have the right to vote. You don't think that's fair? You think that sounds crazy? Look at the last 6 years of my life. At least 11 times, either arrested or taken to a nuthatch in Dual County for trying to turn in Dual County Sheriff Scott DaCosta and his deputies. Turned into a real big goddamn mess. Martindale's fucked up. Jefferson's fucked up. Shit, we got people that I spoke up for. Dana Jepson getting charged with, what was it, sexual assault and sexual misconduct as a teacher. This guy was a city council member in Chapel 2. His sister Cammie, she's one of the ones who apparently spoke up when Natalie first disappeared. But then she decided to get predatory with me one night at the bar that she used to own. It's called the Rusty Bucket. She owned it long enough to get drunk and run off all of her customers. Congratulations, Cammie, you're an idiot. One by one, all of the Jeffersons, except for Gary, of course, one by one, they all showed me that they're not who they, well, I should say who they used to be, because there was a time I never would have thought the Jeffersons would do any of these things. There was a time when I believed that these people loved me for me, that I was family. Ain't nobody looking out for me but me. Lots of people are looking out for my predators. Lots of people are looking out for my enemies. And of course, the worst of these want to hide under the guise of Christianity. The devil does his best work through them words, don't he? You sure and that's the devil? I'm pretty sure that all the demons I know are people, and all the angels too. Obviously not literal demons or literal angels, but the humanity contained within each. Kind of like the story of the two dogs. Every person has two dogs in them. Which one is the stronger? The one you feed the most. I feed equality. If you're going to do horrible things without remorse, even just words, I know those words. I know those words all too well. I know how to use them against you and throw them in your face. I know how to make you feel the way that you make others feel. The greatest thing of that is all these folks who wanted to throw their rules at me. They didn't even know their own. When they wanted to tell me things, I was expected to understand. But when I told them things, it was not reciprocated. If I tell you I was punched in the face and I need to turn somebody in who punched me in the face, and you want to make an hour-long argument of it, don't ever talk to me again. Don't ever pretend to care about me. Don't tell me you loved me. Now, all these people that for years and years wanted to pretend that I don't exist, yet hang out on my Facebook friends list, I'd let them know repeatedly, motherfucker, your bitch ass either needs to speak up or you need to get the fuck off my Facebook. Because if you don't, There's gonna be hell to pay. People are gonna know what you did. They're gonna know how you treated me. Why? Because I'll fucking show that shit on the internet, motherfucker. Don't fucking lie to me. I'll show the goddamn world. Don't threaten my life. Don't threaten my sister. Don't threaten my niece. God damn. We got Scorpio out in full force tonight. That's one of the great things about. There's a lot more lights here than Chapel, Nebraska. Chapel, Nebraska is about 500 people. Hood River is, I want to guesstimate it at about probably around 27 to 3,700. But as you can see, it doesn't look like a population of 3,700. I don't know if you can, well, I guess from this angle it makes the stars disappear. That's because the light's coming from Tumalum Lumber. Alright, we might be past it enough for you to see. No, I don't got the, I don't have high enough resolution. I'm not panting from lack of oxygen. I got plenty of that. I'm cramping up like a motherfucker and I just want to scream for dear life. It fucking hurts. I guess this video is pretty long, isn't it? I'm surprised my battery lasted as long as it has. Normally it's dead by now, especially when it's got as little charge as it had in it when I started the walk. Oh, they haven't towed it yet. Oh my God. You guys can see the, I'm not sure how well you can see these rocks. And put these big ass rocks here. Oh shit. Is that a cat? Yep, that's Kitty Cat right there. Not sure if you can see it. I don't know how to turn the brightness thing on this thing. Alright. I'll try it one more time and then I'm gonna head to bed. Hey Dean, you in there? That's odd. It says back. No, it's not open. It's just. Alright. Well, that was at least a shorter walk than doing my rounds in the morning in Boulder. One of the things about giving somebody a blanket that they're going to use to sleep in Boulder County. They may have changed the laws now. I've been told that they have, but not by people who live there. But it was illegal for you to even use a blanket. That's why Benjamin Harvey froze to death. You'd think in the last 6 years, people would have listened to me, that they would have given Alicia Bollinger what she wanted by now. If they would have helped me clear my name, or helped my predators put me away, maybe they never would have threatened to kill my sister to begin with. You helped my predators to get away. Those of you who claimed loved me took part. Your silence is compliance. Unfortunately, you fucking morons decided I told you. I fucking told you. Don't tell me anything that you won't tell the police. You didn't want to listen. I told you, if you tell me something and I go to the police and they won't listen, I will go public. It's been difficult to do all of the electronic stuff, so I speak on it. Of course, when I speak on something and somebody decides to call me crazy or a liar, well, then I get to go through my extensive archive of conversations with that individual and post them up live for everyone to see. Dean is home, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I guess, well, since I was wanting to check on his safety and you guys were keeping me company for that, he's safe, so I don't need y'all anymore. Please don't take that as an insult. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. And remember, you are your brother's keeper. Hey, Dean.